You love the elegance of mathematics. You've spent hours watching math explainers, videos about infinity, paradoxes, or the beauty of calculus. You know the type: smooth animations, friendly voiceover, bright colors, everything so clear you start to believe you've finally cracked it. While you're watching, everything makes sense. You follow every step, every symbol, every clever visual metaphor. But then, you try to explain it to someone else, and your words crumble. You can't quite reconstruct what you knew just moments ago. Why does that happen? Maybe the problem isn't with your memory, or with you at all. Maybe the problem is the medium. In 1964, the communication theorist Marshall McLuhan said, "The medium is the message." His point was that the form through which we receive information changes what that information means. He was talking about television, advertising, and print, but the same idea applies to math learning. Take the song 99 Luftballons. If you've never heard it, it's a German pop song from the 1980s. Upbeat, catchy, the kind that makes you tap your foot. But listen closely and you realize it's not a love song. It's a story. Someone releases 99 red balloons into the sky, radar operators mistake them from the enemy aircraft, politicians panic, and a misunderstanding spirals into global war. It's tragic, absurd, and deeply human. A protest song about how paranoia and pride can destroy us. Now, imagine hearing that song live in 1984, surrounded by people waving lighters, some of them still remembering the Cold War. It's an anti-war anthem, a collective act of defiance. But fast forward to today, you are sitting on the couch, half watching TV, a commercial comes on, kids running through the fields, sunlight flickering through red balloons rising in slow motion, and in the background, that same melody plays, 99 Luftballons. Suddenly you feel cheerful, nostalgic, maybe even cute. The song didn't change, the medium did. So, if a song can change its meaning when moved from a concert hall to a commercial, what happens when mathematics moves from a classroom to a YouTube video? Or from a book to a conversation? Pondering that question led me to look back at my own journey learning graph theory. It started innocently enough. The algorithm suggested a video called The Hidden Beauty of Graph Theory. 10 minutes long, colorful thumbnail, millions of views. Perfect. Except it wasn't really about graph theory. It was about how graph theory helps you see connections in life. No math, no proofs, not even a single graph, just vibes. And the more I watched, the more I noticed the pattern. Most math channels weren't really teaching math. They were giving me opinions about math, or productivity hacks for studying math, or motivational speeches about not giving up on math. And look, I get it. This video probably belongs in the same category. It's a 10-minute reflection about math rather than math itself. The irony isn't lost on me. But that's kind of the point. The incentive of the medium isn't to teach you, it's to keep your attention. A video that generally forces you to think risks losing you halfway through. So instead of struggle, you get spectacle. Instead of confusion, you get clarity, or at least the illusion of it. And I loved that illusion of clarity. For 10 minutes, I feel like a genius. But when I try to solve an actual problem, the illusion vanishes. Watching someone else solve math is like watching someone else work out. It looks good, but you don't get the muscles. So after a couple of weeks, I finally closed YouTube and bought a book. Reading a math book feels like stepping into another planet's atmosphere. Suddenly, there are no animations, no friendly narrators, just silent pages staring back at you. The book I chose was brilliant but merciless. Definition, theorem, proof. No hand-holding, no jokes. After 20 minutes, I was exhausted. I kept thinking, how did people ever learn like this? Books have the opposite problem of videos. Videos make you feel smart. Books make you feel dumb. But in that discomfort, something genuine begins. Every time I wrestle with a paragraph, I felt my mind actually working, not passively following, but struggling to see. It reminded me of going to the gym instead of watching sports on TV. And just like the gym, the one I still pay for but haven't visited in 6 months, slowly I stopped reading. Looking at the book gave me the same feeling I get when I walk past the gym, a faint sense of guilt mixed with the hope that maybe tomorrow will be the day. Still, I knew the book had value. That pain, that struggle, that's where learning happens. But it was slow, lonely, and part of the problem is that many math books aren't written for students. They are written for other mathematicians, as guides, not teachers. So I thought maybe what I need isn't another book. Maybe I need a lecture. At first, the classroom felt old-fashioned. No fancy visuals, no editing, just a professor drawing graphs on a chalkboard. But after a while, I began to appreciate the rhythm. Lectures have pacing. You move from idea to idea with time to breathe. Of course, not every lecture lands. Some professors sound like they are reading from stone tablets. But when it works, something magical happens. You start to think along with the teacher. It's not entertainment anymore. It's shared concentration. Still, even in the best lectures, you rarely get to ask enough questions. You can follow, but you can't interrupt. So I found a tutor. Tutoring is different. It's not a performance, it's a conversation. A lecture is rhetoric, one person speaking to many. Tutoring is dialectic, two people thinking together. The first time I met with my tutor, I brought all my confusion. We didn't go through slides or chapters. We just talked. They asked questions that forced me to articulate what I thought I knew. They didn't give me answers. They led me to find them. That's when it hit me. Mathematics isn't a monologue. It's a dialogue. Even the greatest mathematicians worked that way, through letters, arguments, discussions. Every proof is part of a conversation that started centuries ago. After a while, I realized I didn't have to choose just one way of learning. Each medium had its own role to play. When I needed motivation, I'd watch a short video. When I wanted depth, I'd go back to the book. When I needed structure, I'd take a class. And when I wanted real clarity, I'd talk to someone. Learning isn't about finding the perfect medium. It's about blending them, letting each one do what it does best. And new mediums keep joining the mix. Lately, some of my friends at the Academy of Useless Ideas have been experimenting with AI, having math conversations with a machine. It's not quite a tutor, not quite a book, not quite a video. It's something in between, a dialogue that's always available, always curious. Just like computers made chess players better, AI might make learners better thinkers. Maybe that's the next step in this long conversation between minds, a collaboration between humans and machines. In the end, McLuhan was right. The medium is the message. The way we learn math shapes what we learn from it and how we learn to think. Watching math inspires you, reading math humbles you, discussing math transforms you. And maybe that's the real point. Not just to learn equations, but to discover what kind of mind you want to build. For me, the best way to learn math is to talk about it, to share questions, doubts, and little sparks of insight. That's the spirit of the Academy of Useless Ideas, a place for conversation, for thought, for curiosity that has no practical purpose except wonder itself. So, if you've been learning math or trying to, come join us. Tell us how you learn best. Because maybe the next great idea won't come from a lecture or a book or even a video. Maybe it'll start, as all great ideas do, with a conversation.